All right, my people, look, first of all, I'd like to apologize for everyone that has ordered the PJs. They are now coming. Possibly because I'm working for UPS, Royal Mail take the mick, so watch out for me delivering your PJs. I also have Scream 2 beside me, which is living proof that sequels are shit. Now, Robbie, where you at? My brother, you're here. Come on, following COVID guidelines. 2 meters and that.
Distance.
Givenchy, yeah? I see you're making loads of money.
Fendi, yeah?
Don't offend me, big man.
Fendi, that's big.
Robbie, hello, welcome.
Good to be here, man.
You are the first man, courtesy of Tigo, to be here where we actually have cue cards. My G, we've had cue cards for no week, obviously we've been poor. But Tuesday you watched the show, Little Money's running now, cue cards are here. Robbie, how are you? Spud, come on.
You don't need no cue cards with me, man.
Why not? You have to. We're trying to look good right now, you know? Got a little Fendi on, I'm looking nice. Little cue
I
cards.
like that, man. Fendi's banging, bro.
Come on, I'm trying to do it for the community. It's a
Trust
UPS
me.
thing, basically, you know. People are not, Royal Mail are not working well, they're not efficient enough. UPS are, but I'll do it in style. Now, Robbie, how have you been as COVID, as everything?
Yeah, boy.
You don't have it, do you?
I've had it, yeah. I had COVID, man.
Could you warn me?
No, I've had it though, innit?
It's gone now?
It's gone, man.
It doesn't
it's gone.
plan on coming back?
I had COVID, right, on
Yeah.
Christmas Day, about 5 o'clock. I was in my bed.
In the morning?
No, at night, like
PM?
PM.
So it came at 5 PM?
No, I had it. I didn't realise that I'd had it at that time. I thought I was feeling a bit rough, man. But then the day before, it was starting to hit me, and then on Christmas Day now, that's when I was like, yo, man, this is feeling rough. And then I got the test on Boxing Day, and they said, yeah, positive.
Do you believe in God?
Huh?
Of
course I believe in God.
When you text him, email something? That's your present.
This is going to sound really strange as well, right? Is that when I went to get the test,
Yeah.
I was saying to myself, you know what, I hope I got it.
You hope you got it?
I hope I got it, right? Because I was like, if I'm feeling this rough, so I had it and I felt rough. I had it and I felt rough, but I knew that I'm going to get through this. I didn't feel like, obviously there's people that have died from this and there's people that have been really terrible. Yeah. There were some weird things going on, but it wasn't terrible, you know what I mean? I was just feeling a bit rough, right? So I was thinking to myself, I hope I've actually got it. So that at least I've got it out of the way. And I've got it because,
I hear you.
yeah, so I don't want to go and get that test now and they tell me that, no, you just got the flu. And so I still could get it again. You understand what I'm saying? So, but yeah, no, I had it, man. I had it. So, right on Christmas time, that hit me down. I had to do all the isolation and that. And I had it rough for a couple of days, but then I was kind of over it. But obviously, you're isolating, so you can't. When you're isolating with that, you can't leave your house. You can't even leave the room. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
We've all been kind of isolating. I've been isolating. But in my isolation...
Yeah, but when you got it, right,
Yeah.
that's a different isolation because...
What do you mean? Where are you?
You guys have got to stay in your room. You can't come out. You can't come into contact
out your room?
Yeah, you can't come into contact with nobody.
And how much, if you don't mind me asking, how much people are around for you to contact within that household?
There's a few people to come in contact with, so,
So it's kind of like prison.
And the weird thing about it as well is that it just goes to show you that a lot of younger people don't get it. It's like my kids, they were around me obviously on Christmas Day. None of them got it.
Serious?
No, didn't get it.
So the COVID thing's bare particular. I just look upon you and say, you know what, everyone's picking on you. I'm on
It came
you
for
as
me,
well.
man. It was looking for me all year. It was hunting me down, man. But it finally caught up with me at Christmas time. But yeah, got through it. Thankfully. But it's real, man.
Boy, what's real is staying in your house. That is real because although you isolated in your room, I was in my house and then I end up thinking, what can I do? I had a clear out. Look what I found. This
Mary
is
J.
a Mary J. What's the 411?
Yeah.
And then I'm thinking to myself, I have to show you this because you're a music man. Because the first
Mary
cue
J.
card I show you is this.
What's that? Sun.
This is a sun.
Yeah.
That says SP and that's a lash.
Yeah.
And I just thought this question
Sunsplash.
now. What? Because you told me downstairs you went Sunsplash. You told me like you went to the shop or something. Sunsplash.
No, that's true, yeah.
Can you give people some context to let them know what Sunsplash is?
So reggae Sunsplash, it's like the biggest reggae concert that happens in Jamaica. It's live outdoor concert and it's huge.
How much people are there usually?
I think it used to be like 20,000, that sort of thing, 20-odd thousand. Yeah, I mean, it's huge, man. It's massive.
And you performed?
It's massive, and all the biggest reggae artists in the world performed there. And yeah, when back in my reggae days, I performed at Reggae's Unsmashed.
So as far as I'm concerned, you can tell footballers what they want, whatever you want, because you have performed in front of 20,000 people and you've done your job.
Reggae Sunsplash, and when I came on as well, it's like the morning time. And then when you come on it's like late night, early morning, like 5, 6 in the morning. And when you come on, it's light out them times, so you can see people. And the crowd in Jamaica, they ain't having you not performing. You know what I mean? They can be a tough crowd. They can be the best crowd, and they can be the worst crowd. They can be a tough crowd, because if they don't rate you, they will tell you. You know what I mean?
Right? So much.
But I ripped it, man. I had a tune at the time called "Proud to Be Black."
Wow.
And that tune was like big at the time, and I performed that, and it ripped it, man. That's one of the highlights of my life, man. Doing that Reggae Sunsplash, it was brilliant.
Would you perform that to the royal family? They'll move you to New Zealand, guys. Canada. Now, this is what I think about you, Robbie. I think, you're like a football manager, but on the net. He can't believe he can't say "proud to be black" in front of them.
No, I would. I'm proud to be black. I'm black, you know what I mean? And you're black, and we should be proud of our colour, man. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong. Is that a crime to say I'm proud to be black? Everybody should be proud of their race. Everybody should be proud of their culture. You know what I mean? Us over the years, it's almost like we've been taught not to be. You know what I mean? Dating way back to slavery days and that. You know what I mean? But we should be proud of ourselves. We've got a lot to be proud of, man. We were kings and queens.
No, I'm very proud of myself.
I know you are, but I'm just saying, you know what I mean? So, yeah, if they said to me, come and perform it, I'm there.
My brother.
I would come out of retirement to perform it there.
If they're coming with an Arsenal fan, because you're also proud to be an Arsenal fan. And
every time.
I think the reason why you kind of remind me maybe like a football manager, because you kind of go through all the things a football manager has to go through. So with Arsenal Fan TV, I look at you as the gaffer there. I look at you have full responsibility, you're the face of it. Some people behind the scenes might be doing things, but as far as it's concerned, you're the gaffer. You are the football manager. That's you. You're Arsene Wenger there. Jet black hair. Not much hair, but you're there. I look at that as this. Responsible Robbie. Rowdy rebel, just free from prison. Shout out the man them in New York. I think, boom, what type of responsibilities have you had to go through before you took on this responsibility of the YouTube to prepare you for it? Because there's a couple of things I think within the past year that I've looked at and I've gone, right, you have to deal with all of that at Arsenal Fan TV.
I think back in the day, being involved in the reggae industry, I used to promote a lot of events and things like that. Being involved around that set me in really good stead for dealing with what you deal with in football, in social media. Because it's a very, music as well, very, very competitive. So, lots of times you have people, rivals, cussing you off and having a go at you and stuff like that. So a lot of times you've been there, done that. And then plus as well, even dating back to like going to football. I've been going to football for years and years and years.
So you remember this?
So
this right here is a classic. Double bypass. Man don't understand what I'm trying to say. People try and write
where
off
you
this
get them
season.
things?
Now, listen, I bought every single one. I saved up my pocket money.
Wow, that's gonna be worth a bit now, you know that?
Serious? No, I'm not saying this.
Man.
Fam, we
VHS?
should have won. I remember we should have won the league. Tim Sherwood got fouled on the halfway line by Paul Scholes. Eventually, Beckham gets the ball, 1-1. But we beat Aston Villa on the final day. That game they should have lost to flipping. Who did Spurs?
Remember
Good
back
season
back in the day when they used to make videos for seasons and stuff like that, They really do that as much.
You got YouTube. I know you remember this.
Wow. I love that
The
kit,
merch.
man. I love that kit, man.
These are the... Now, this is you to me. You've
Where
got
you
a lot
get
of...
that? Is that
I was
yours?
having a clear out. And I just saw bare things. I said, what are these things doing here? And these are some of the...
Hey.
Come on, man. You can all look at that for about 5 minutes, but get it back, because it's vintage. Now, what type of responsibilities has Robbie had? Well, first of all, you've had to deal with...
some bad kits, man.
Look at Gil Gramondi! Are you mad? Gil Gramondi!
Gil Gramondi, man.
I remember when he scored 3 in 3 games. People forget about those things. Not me, Gil. I'm right there for you. But look,
That's about what he did.
leave Gramondi alone. Back to you, bro. One responsibility you've had to deal with is people getting at the channel. Now, you've dealt with it in various different ways I've seen. But now, sometimes, you're almost like, if you want to get hot, get a Robbie and you can get hot. That's what it kind of beginning to feel like. Now, at the start, I think it was the Arsenal fans. That seemed quite organic. You have to deal with that as a manager. Managers have to deal with the fans not being happy. I felt that's almost like what you went through. Then you have spats with other managers. Those, Wenger knows. You have spats with Mourinho, Alex Ferguson. You're in that stage right now. I've seen this little kid with his dad chatting stuff. Like, everyone's going at you. How does that make you feel, and how do you deal with that responsibility when you're consistently having to defend almost like the channel's integrity? Simon Jordan is another person, the Crystal Palace guy.
Do you know what, right? I'm cool with it, man. You know what I mean? Like, I don't always like it. Like that one, the one with the kid.
Yeah.
I didn't like that because I looked on that like, bro, I haven't met you before. I don't even know who you are. And you're going on your thing and you're saying that, almost like trying to portray me as this guy that, if there's no money involved, he won't be there. And I'm like, I've done so many things for different channels. I've helped so many different channels that people don't even know about, right? And I'm like, I don't know this kid. How are you coming and saying now that I wanted money? I've never had a conversation with you. I was asked by one of the guys who works on our channel, would you want to go on his channel? I said no, right? That's no. There was never any talk of any money. I've never messaged this guy. This guy's never messaged me. It was through a third party. And then next minute I see this guy saying what he was saying. I didn't like it because I thought it's very dishonest. And then on top of that, he's calling me a prick. And where I come from and where you come from, if you call someone a prick, I only call them a prick if when you see them, you can call them a prick. But I just looked on it then and I said, he's a young kid. He obviously don't, I don't know, man. He's getting carried away with this thing. I can't be arsed. I didn't really even respond to it until people kept coming at me and saying, Robbie, respond to it. And even with my response, I didn't, I'm here to run my business. Yeah. I'm not a rapper. I'm not here to get into beefs with people and stuff like that. And if I'm going to get into a beef with somebody, I'll get into a beef with somebody, with all due respect, somebody else. So I didn't like some of the things he said. And then after that, come on my channel, we'll do something for charity. I do loads of things for charity. I don't need to go onto someone's channel to do loads of things for charity. I do loads and loads of things for charity. So that one I didn't like. I thought it was very disrespectful of him. But then I was just like, I can't be asked to get involved and mix up with some little kid when I got my business to run.
Exactly.
There's more important things for me. It's the COVID time. Yeah. I've got staff members that have to still be paid. Yeah. We've got content to produce. Yeah. And I've got plans. I've got plans. I'm looking ahead. I want to build something. So my thing's not to be getting into some little stupid arguments with people.
Those things do they? Because I remember last time we sat down was with Vuj on the Palmer Vuj channel. I didn't let you say much. Apologies for that. Simon Jordan was a massive issue then, and it seems like we're sitting down again. And when I was looking through this stuff, I was like, why has it always got another? Is that just now part of the job? Because you're a football manager.
It's almost it's like it's part of the job. And I think as well with us, right, we kind of came in like disruptors into a very traditional industry. So football's been traditionally done a certain way, and we've come in and we flipped it, and we've done it where fans all of a sudden have got a big voice. A fan will talk on AFTV and 100,000 people have watched this video on YouTube alone. That doesn't even count all the other platforms that we put content out on. So our fans have got big voices, and some people haven't liked it. Some people who've been in that traditional space, they're like, well, I was an ex-footballer, so how's that fan able to? Or I'm a journalist, and and I respect ex-footballers, I respect journalists and everything, but they need to also respect us. We're fans, and the fans that come on, they have a right to have their say. And you may not agree with them, just like I don't agree with every ex-footballer, and I don't agree with every, people like Simon Jordan and people like that, but have respect. And sometimes they don't because, as I said, I feel because we've been a bit like disruptors in the industry, some of the things that like even when I did that interview on TalkSport, every minute, the money you're making, the money.
Simon.
Yeah, so I'm like, bro, I can't make money. Am I not allowed? This other guy, the other day when he was talking, money. When I first started doing AFTV, right, And I was funding I've never had a loan to do AFTV. I never borrowed nothing. Yeah, I couldn't at that time because my credit was terrible, right? I built everything from scratch. They never came and lent me a fiver. Yeah?
So you're looking at
they
it
never
now,
give me money. They don't give me the money to pay for tickets to get into the ground, to pay for flights, to pay for staff, to pay for premises. They never give me no. So what? This money thing, what am I not allowed to make any money off of what I'm trying to do, off of all the blood, sweat and tears I've done over the years trying to build it? So some of the things I hear sometimes, I'm like, but I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to make these guys derail me from what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to build something, man. I'm trying to build something. And it's very easy in this sort of social media space to get caught up in the noise.
Yeah.
You can get caught up, so you're arguing with this man and that man and that. And next minute, you know, the work you're supposed to have been doing or what you're trying to do or what you're trying to plan all gets derailed because of some idiots.
There are some good people though. Yeah, I don't blame you.
Listen, there's loads of good people. And that's the other thing I always say in social media, yeah? Yeah. The good outweighs the bad by so much.
Amazing.
But the bad can be noisy. And that's where, you know, my advice is always to everybody coming up in this space, right? Try to ignore that noise sometimes because, you know, I'll go to a game sometimes, right? And I've said it to a few people before. And I advise even some of my guys that we've taken on, and I advise them on this. I said, you could walk past 100 people in a game, and 99 of them big you up. Yo, Robbie, man, respect, man. Love what you do with AFTV. Even people say, not really my kettle of fish, but respect, bro. I like what you built. Well done. Then right at the end of the day, you might meet one guy who goes, you're a prick, mate.
Piers Morgan.
Right, your thing's shit. Yeah, I don't like you. I don't know. Now, if you make that one person ruin your whole thing, 99 people just bigged you up.
Yeah.
Then come on, man. So that's why sometimes you've got to ignore. And sometimes that one person can be a lot louder than the 99. Focus on the 99. That's what I do.
Do you have that responsibility more because you are the gaffer? Because one thing I've noticed about you when I look at the watch, they're watching, when you do you watch along when you're watching the games and it's like Ty there, there's DT there, White Yardie, so on and so forth. You're the person that has to stay the coolest, even when man are being bare. And
I struggle sometimes.
I see you not even trying to make eye contact with no one because Ty's Ty, like he's just in the Ty world and I love it. And DT's DT, he's got the aggression. But when you're not even making eye contact, it's so difficult. How difficult is it for you to keep your cool amongst big characters like those people? And there is testing times where they're going to say something a little bit out of order because they're watching football, they're getting heated. How difficult is it in them moments as well?
Listen, you do have that response. You know, when I watch it, I'm just being natural. That's how I am. I'm you know, I can get pissed off as well. You know what I mean? There was a game, I was watching the other day. What was the game when he was playing the ball out from the back and we kept giving it away? And I lost it. And then my son who's 11, he goes, boy, Dad, man, swearing a lot. I was going, what are you on about? And he goes, I saw this video, and I was like, when I watched it back, I was like, ooh, I was going in. So, but yeah, listen, there's a responsibility there. You know, if something goes wrong, I hear about it. You know what I mean? People are on my case. Yeah, Robbie. So there is. You know what I mean? That sort of analogy that you're giving, like a football manager, is actually quite true because sometimes a lot of things that have gone wrong and things that happen are out of your control.
Yeah.
And it's not something that you want to see happen, and it's not something you like, but it's happened. And then you, as the sort of manager, like you know, like what you're saying, you have to deal with it. It's your company. It's your, you know, you have to deal with it. And that's part of it. That's part of the responsibility. I mean, somebody at BBC or the other day at ITV with the whole thing that blew up over the Piers Morgan stuff and that, whoever's in charge of ITV has to deal with that fallout and has to make a decision.
On how to manage it.
Are we going to keep Piers Morgan? Are we not? Are we going to get him to apologise? Somebody has to be making those decisions, you know what I mean? So that does fall on me. A lot of that does fall on me, and sometimes it's not easy. It's not easy.
When I type in Arsenal Fan TV, when I type in Robbie so and so forth, there's a lot of information from a lot of people. But like you said, sometimes you walk past loads of people and someone will say something negative, you might respond, you'll hear it, it's a lot noisier. But when it's the noisiest, it's when somebody that you felt you had a bit of respect for, or you can't imagine that person would have said something. Now, I remember watching You Lot with Gary Neville and thinking to myself, wow, this to me is mad. This is crazy. But that situation could have gone left, not in a sense of like really, really physically or anything like that, but left in a sense of maybe you couldn't have been compatible had Gary and yourself not been the people that you are. Is there any situations where that has happened, but it didn't spiral out of control because of the responsibility, like you say you have? Has there been any ex-pros that have come to you and said something and you're a little bit like, what's going on here, bro? Like, you should know more than anyone how difficult these types of situations are when you are in front of the camera. You're a footballer, you know about responsibility. Any ex-pros come to you and made it uncomfortable?
Not really. I think of a couple of ex-pros have maybe had a problem.
Oh, serious?
With maybe some of the fans having a go at the club.
So is it usually the ex-pros from the team that you've got, or is it just ex-pros in general? Because I see
when you say ex-pros, you want to make ex-footballers pros?
Ex-footballers.
Yeah, you've had a couple. We've had a couple that
serious.
That they haven't really liked it, but that's how it is. It's funny because there was an ex-pro who I got loads of respect for, and I'm still cool with him, no problems, right? And he was one time saying to me about a guy. Actually, this guy wasn't even on our channel at the time, but he was saying some really bad things about a player. And the ex-pro hit me up and he was like, hey, you shouldn't have him back on the channel, man, was saying those sort of things, And I made the point, I said, you know what? I don't agree with what that guy's saying. He didn't do it on our platform, but I don't agree with what he's saying. However, you do have controversial people. I said, even I see, like on Sky, Roy Keane. And I said, I see Roy Keane on Sky saying that he's going to punch up Man United players, right? After, I'd want to punch him or, Now, I don't think anybody took it like he's actually going to roll up on them and punch them. You know what I mean? He's just a controversial guy, and I like watching Roy Keane. But so I think there always has to be a balance to the whole situation. You know what I mean? But as I say, me personally, I have respect for those players that play for Arsenal. And the other thing is as well, it's like when we had that Hector Bellerin thing, and people always ask me and go, "Oh, what did you think of what Hector Bellerin said?" And he's entitled to his opinion.
How is the relationship between you and Hector? Is there a relationship?
There's no real relationship. All I want to know is that when Hector Bellerin gets on the pitch, he plays well for Arsenal. That's the only relationship we need to have. Right? I just want the guy, when he plays, play well for Arsenal, do well for Arsenal. That's all I care about. I'm not really, as they say in Jamaica, I'm a beg friend. You know what I mean, right? But I just want him to do well for the club, right? So, and as well, you can't expect everybody to like you. You know what I mean? I always say this, right? I don't like everything I watch on TV. I don't like everything I watch on YouTube. But it doesn't mean it's not good. Because there's people I see on YouTube and I'll see their content and I'm like, what's that?
Do you know what's so sad though?
Like, that's to me, I'm looking at it, I thought, I don't rate that, that's rubbish. But then you look at how many people have watched it, and how many subscribers they've got millions. So they must be doing something right. It's just not my kettle of fish. Big them up.
Without going into too much context, I'll tell you what, football world has probably got the most insecure males you'll ever find in your whole entire life.
Very true. Very true.
Football is a very insecure boy. As a boy is told at 16 years old, if you don't make it, your life could be potentially over, and you're working in Argos or Tesco's, buy one, get one free in Iceland. So I get
it's
why
a tough, you know what, right?
I get it.
No, but I'll tell you one thing with me. Even though people say this might be contradictory because you've got a platform where you allow people to criticize players, right? But I have mad respect for footballers because any footballer that makes it to become a professional is so hard to do.
Very hard.
And they're doing it for years. Before a player steps on that pitch as a professional, he's probably been playing football since he was like 8 years old. Never knowing, it's had to overcome loads of obstacles to make it because the majority of people who set out to play football will not make it. So you got to be
hearing that, kids. Half of you watching this video are not going to make it. You're wasting your parents' money for
no, don't say it like that.
You're wasting their money for
Don't say it like that. But listen, it's difficult. It's like so tough to make it, man. So you got to big them up, especially to make it into the Premier League. That's why I'm so proud when I see like players like Smith Rowe. and
Jamaican.
Maitland-Niles and
Jamaican.
Saka and these guys that have come through the ranks at Arsenal, man, because they, trust me, you've got to be, to make it at Arsenal Football Club, a big club like that in the Premier League, and to be playing week in, week out, that's an incredible achievement for those guys.
I'll tell you what's an incredible achievement, because we know making it as a footballer is an incredible achievement. I get it, footballers. I get it. But the only reasons why we're able to know it's such an incredible story, because look at the amount of countries that have footballers and play. The stories are so many. There's a one story that's not told a lot. How difficult it is to be a, say, YouTuber or entertainer or whatever you want to call it, coming from poverty-stricken backgrounds, because there is no organic or root, there's no, this is the first thing you do, this is the second thing you do, there's none of that. So let's take a look at someone else that you lost, because you are the gaffer, and when you lose Thierry Henry, or if you lose Cesc Fabregas in his prime, or if you lose Van Persie after 30 goals, those are troops. Those are people you go to war with. And I tell you what, my brother, he's gone. And I can't lie.
Troops are described as Thierry Henry.
Listen, Troops was a...
He'll
when
love
Troops
that,
came
man.
to the channel,
He'll love that.
I tell you what, love him or hate him, you knew he was on this channel.
Oh, I love Troops.
And credit to the boy. His time at Arsenal Fan TV, not that it's come to an end or what have you, but it's just on a temporary pause, for me, is amazing, because he doesn't leave on bad terms. He doesn't leave.
I was chatting to Troops yesterday, man.
He leaves as a star and moves on to the next thing. So that's why I call him Thierry Henry, because Henry went Barcelona and done his thing. And Troops is over in New York.
Yeah, just don't tell him that, because we're near the end of it, you know what I mean?
Don't tell him that, I won't say that too much. He's Jamaican, I might tell him that. But look, Robbie, how do you manage that type of situation when you do have such a prized asset, someone that is really, really valuable on the channel, and then they do have that awkward conversation of, do you know what, I'm about to further my career. Of course you don't want to hold him back. How do you prepare for Van Persie moving to Manchester United?
Do you know what? I mean, I didn't really... Right, obviously you're losing a big character, right? And you're losing a guy that's like brilliant. And not only that, I'm losing a guy that's a friend as well, because I become very friendly with him.
Come on, Juicy.
Right, because he's such a cool guy, right? So you want the best for that guy. You want the best for him, right? And you know the opportunity that he's got to go to America and do what he's doing is, you know, you can't stand in his way and say, yo, no, you know. So I thought great opportunity for him. But I didn't go out and say, right, now I need to find the next Troops. No, I'm just like, we still continue on organically as we are, and we will find another character like that. It may not be somebody like Troops. Might be somebody different. Might be someone who's, you know what I mean? So that's how I try to build my... I think with football, don't keep trying to find this guy and to find that guy, you know what I mean, with what we're doing. Try and make it be natural, try and make it be organic. That person will come. He's full of characters.
This is why you're Wenger, because Wenger had Thierry... he had Bergkamp, Ian Wright up front. Brought in Anelka, Ian Wright goes West Ham. Even Anelka went to Real Madrid. He brought in Will Todd, Kanu. He's always changing it up front. So I see the changes as well. And you still have the Stevie Bolds, and you still, you know, Tony Adams and the Ties, and they're still here, the veterans. But I like that the White Yardies come in and it's a new type of signing. I like
and White Yardie coming in, he's a lot different to Troops.
Completely.
He's not the same. You know what I mean? So that was my approach, because I had people saying to me, yeah, you need to find the next Troops. I go, you can't find another Troops, because he's a unique character. So all you got to do is you just got to keep doing what you're doing, and somebody else will grow into roles. And that's what we've tried to do. I've not tried to
find another replacement. How do you manage though? Because Troops isn't, I can imagine, what I find interesting about you, you've got loads of characters to deal with. Troops at one point was killing Ramsey so much, I felt Ramsey was getting the whole of Wales at one point, run up to his yard and do a mad thing. Now, it was quite evident that the Arsenal team were aware of what Troops were saying, and he became almost a spokesperson for Arsenal Fan TV. So people would just go, Troops, Arsenal Fan TV. So if Troops doesn't like Ramsey, Arsenal Fan TV don't like Ramsey.
Yeah,
that was sometimes
some of the things we get.
How do you manage that type of situation? Do you have to have conversations with Troops? Have you ever had to talk to some of the players because of the situations like that?
I don't like to be talking to people and trying to change their mind. If somebody doesn't rate a player, that's their opinion. I don't want to be trying to, actually change your mind because we're trying to curry favour. No. So if that's his opinion, that's his opinion. That's how I work. I'm I'm not trying to curry favour with people.
Yeah.
Every one of those Arsenal players in that squad, I want them to succeed, right? I want them to go out on that pitch. I want them to perform, but I can't influence the opinions of other people, right? I can't. If somebody doesn't rate a player, this is what football's all about. That's what makes football what we do and what everybody, conversations around football, that's what makes it so great. The fact that you'll rate a player, I won't rate that player. Or, and so we'll get together and we'll have conversations about it and we'll have arguments about it. And as long as it's all done in the right spirit, right, I think it's a beautiful thing. You know what I mean? That's one of the great things about sport and football, as I said in particular, is that there's so many different opinions around a game, who should... I mean, one of the things that is always brilliant on our channel is when we do the starting 11.
Yes.
Right? I can hardly ever remember a time when everyone in that room has agreed on the starting 11. But yet still, they'll be like, oh, the manager was... Come on, he should have got it. You got 5 different opinions, 6 different opinions there, all different. And the manager's given his opinion. So, that's what football is. It's all about opinions and that. And I don't think you should be... If I start trying to influence what people are going to say just to... Because it will feel better for players or people around the club, then that's defeating the object of why I started in the first place, which was to give fans a chance to have their honest opinion. It's not honest if I'm telling them what to say. So...
I think the channel's fucking sick when I think about it. Like, you've actually just done so much. So we got to the point, Troops has left, the Aubameyang video happens. I remember thinking I might have even shed a gangster tear. Oh, not gangster obviously, but it was really, really sad. It was nice to see Troops going on, and it was nice to see how
Big
cool
up Aubameyang for that as well, because I reached out to him.
That was mental, bro.
I reached out to him.
Talk to us about how did that happen?
Yeah, I reached out to him, and I said to him, Troops is leaving, could you do a video? And he just immediately did it. And, I thought that was brilliant, And you know what? And some of these players get accused of being distant from fans and that. But a lot of them ain't. There's a lot of them that are really cool, and Aubameyang's one of those.
What?
You know what I mean?
Could you mention some of the players' names? Because you know what? One thing I think is sad, a lot of players are under a lot of pressure. They are kind of isolated from the world to a certain extent. They can't just come and sit down with the fans and have a big group discussion. They've got to have conversations amongst other players and a quite reserved and secluded environment. What players do
That's the thing we've got to break down.
We have to. So what players do you feel... Because I could say to you, Reece Nelson to me is absolutely incredible. Smith Rowe.
I met Reece Nelson, cool guy. Cool
Smith,
guy.
Absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
I can't lie. Hector Bellerin, although some people, I think he's incredible. He comes, and talks to people.
I've met Hector Bellerin before as well. I remember I met him in America. He was cool.
Incredible. What other players? Because one thing I don't want is footballers to just have that sort of reputation where they're all like that. They're genuinely not. What footballers have you experienced?
Aubameyang, brilliant.
Amazing.
Met him. I remember I went to Monza, the F1. A friend of mine works for Williams, and I went there as a guest of Williams, right? And it was brilliant. And I was in the pits, and somebody come up behind me and tapped me. I turned around, he's Aubameyang.
Aww.
And he was chatting to me, and he's chatting to my daughter who was with me, and he was so cool, man. And genuinely nice guy, really, really cool. Loves the fans at Arsenal. That's why I didn't, do all the rumours are circulating about him might leave. All along, I kept thinking, I don't think this guy's going to leave, man, because I know he loves the fans at the club, right? Another guy that I met, right, and when I met him, I thought, cool guy, man, Granit Xhaka.
No way!
Yeah, I met him at this function. He had so much time. I remember it was the week after a defeat as well.
Serious?
Yeah, I can't remember the exact game, and it was me, I think DT was there, I think Troops was there as well. And I said to him, last week, man, hey. And he said, you know what? I remember him saying it clearly. He goes, you know what? He goes, there's some games, just have to get out there with a draw instead of, he goes, we tried to go gun-ho for the win and we lost. He goes, we should have just taken a draw and just moved on to the next game. Yeah. But again, he made time. And I genuinely think that there's a lot of players, and I feel this is an important thing as well now with all footballers, especially in the Premier League, yeah? And I think the football clubs have got work to do here, and agents and people that are around these players.
Yeah.
I understand that a lot of times they keep them separate because next week, there's a story in the papers and this and that. I understand all that. But I do feel that there needs to be better communication between players and fans, right? I feel a reason why there's a lot of abuse towards footballers, right?
Yeah.
Is because you got the footballer on one side, multi-millionaire, making loads and loads of money, plays for your club. Then you got the fans way over on this side, never get to meet the player, never get to hear anything from him, never get to see anything. Then in the middle, you got the club and the agents and the advisors and that keep them separate. So what happens then is you get a lot of fans, right, rightly or wrongly, who look on it and they say, we see that guy Poet, professional footballer, but never has any time for us, never meets us, we never see him, we only ever see him when he plays on the pitch. He's on $100,000 a week. You know what? When you get on that pitch, you make sure you perform. Because if you don't perform, you're getting it. Now, don't you feel that sometimes if you've got a bit of a closer relationship with your fans, like they do in Germany and that,
Yeah.
those fans will be less inclined to have a go at you because they'll be like, you know what, he's having a rotten time of it at the moment, but I've actually met him before, he's a cool guy, I've seen some of the things he's done with the fans, where he's done with... So even though I don't like how he's been playing at the moment, let's get behind him a bit more to try and see...
But then
and I feel there's a real lack of that.
Yeah.
There's a real divide between fans and football players. And I know, meeting a lot of these players, I know it's not because of them. I know it's not always because of them, right? So I think something needs to be done about that. There needs to be a closer relationship. Then you'd have less abuse online. I'm not justifying that abuse on, because some of it is disgusting. And I get it. And some of it is disgusting, but I feel that some of it sometimes, some of just the general abuse online could be a lot less if there was better communication between fans and players. Sometimes when you lose a game, come out and just say, you know what, we didn't perform very well today. It was a poor performance. We're sorry for the fans who travelled up there. But you know what, we're going to put it right next week, or we're going to try and put it right. Do things like, there's little things like you go to a game. I mean, we've been to a game for so long. But you go to a game, it's an away game, Burnley on a Tuesday night, your team loses, and all your players just walk straight off the pitch. Nobody comes over and acknowledges the fans that have travelled up to that game. Those little things that seem, they're little things. There's nothing for you to come over. And I don't care if you feel that you might come over and get abused, right? I think if you do it enough times, fans are going to appreciate it. Fans are going to be like, fair enough, they came over, they know they paid. But that's how it used to be back in the day. I felt because there was a closer relationship between the players and the fans. But I feel that now there's such a divide. It's like us and them.
It's money, that's why.
It's us and them.
Yeah, it's money. I do think what we should do is, if it's 3-0 before half-time, you got to pay the fans all back. Because in FIFA, when it's 3-0 at half-time, man, pass the pad. So what's the equivalent in real life? Pass the pad, pass the money, and give it back to the people then.
Yeah, but see, the thing is about it, right, is that the money part shouldn't even come into it.
Yeah, you have no choice.
The money part shouldn't even come into it. I know these players get loads and loads of money, but I just feel that there's no... If there was more of a relationship between the players and the fans, the money, that would be less and less and less.
But that's the problem now, because if I'm making 20 grand a month and you're making 20 grand a year, we're never going to hang out in the same places. There's no reason.
We're never going to hang out in the same places, but we can talk, though.
No, but how are we going to talk? We're not even getting in the same places.
Yeah, but there's going to be situations, you know, you can just talk in general. You can communicate with fans.
No, I agree
on
with
forums.
You. But I mean,
at Arsenal, yeah? How many Arsenal fans have ever been to the training grounds? Right? I mean, I've been lucky enough to go there like a couple of times just because there were some functions going on there that sponsorship functions I got invited to. But to me, there should be times when Arsenal invite some fans into the training ground and say, come and watch the players train.
But why won't they? Because they spent bare money. I know what I'm saying sounds horrible, but it's only the truth.
It's a divide. It's a divide. When you do that, if you've got a fan who's been a loyal fan, who's been following Arsenal for years, don't you think he should know what the inside of the training ground? Wouldn't it be nice for him to come along just even once?
Wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't it be lovely?
Yeah.
But it's not going to happen.
Yeah, and then when it don't happen, now you just get that fan who's like, you know what, you lot perform. Get out there, you're getting 100 grand, get out there, perform, or else you're getting it. And I'm saying that when I look at these teams, some of these other teams, like in Germany, for instance, I was at a game, Borussia Dortmund, right? I was on the yellow wall, right? I got invited there by a friend of mine who's like Dortmund fan.
Yeah.
And I heard like they got all these mics and all that. And there's a guy, and he's speaking on the mic, and he goes, and obviously I can't speak German, right? And I said to my friend, what's he saying? And at that particular time, he said, he's telling the fans to get behind a particular player who's having a bad game. Yeah? That's because they're more connected. Who does that? Oh, for real. When have you ever seen a player, for instance, having a bad game at Arsenal, and then you turn around to me and say, get behind Granit Xhaka, he's having a bad game. And people are like, fuck Granit Xhaka. He's getting how much money? That's the divide. I'm really convinced in that. That's the divide. And that you're never going to eliminate it completely, but it lessens when there's a closer connection between the fans, the club, the players, even our club. When's the last time we saw, Arsenal? Where's the owner? Where's the, you know what I mean? There's
Blame
nothing.
Specs.
Passes in every now and again, gone.
Money.
Doesn't speak to the fans. You know what I mean? There's no, you know what I mean? So whether he's doing good or not, yeah, we don't know because we just see this guy pass through every now and again. He never says anything, doesn't seem interested. So to us, we don't know what he's doing behind the scenes. He could be doing a lot of good, but to us, it just seems like he's not interested in Arsenal.
Because it's not making him no money.
and that's exactly what we all come out and say. The money thing again.
But it's the only thing. Put it this way: if I was making a tenner playing football when I was a star, and you're making a tenner in Tesco's, we'd hang out in the same place. We'd be more relatable.
I don't think it's just about hanging out in the same place.
In terms, I don't mean literally. I mean you would hang around with people that are similar and like-minded. I have to be honest. If your tax bracket is £500,000 a year, if that's what you're making, we're probably not gonna be in relatable environments. So,
yeah, but there's still things.
That's why I think
that's true. That's true.
And that's the only reasons why I'm like, I could blame the footballers, but I can't really blame them because.
A lot of times it's not them. A lot of times they want to have a closer relationship with the fans, but they're being ushered away by representatives. They're being ushered away by the club. And I'm saying that to me, I think that's a negative thing, and I think that means that you get more. This divide of us and them means that we don't really love our players, right? We just like see them as guys that get a load of money to play for us, and if they don't perform, they're getting it.
I tried to tell Specs he should love them, but he's still arguing with Lacazette. He doesn't like him now. But then Specs.
Lacazette's another guy that I met.
He's
Dubai.
amazing.
Me and Troops met him, and he's such a cool guy.
Lacazette is bare cool.
Yeah,
but he doesn't like Specs. I think Specs is the problem.
But you've met him.
Miles don't like him. Miles don't like Specs. I think Specs could be the problem.
I saw Specs like looks running up on people, man. So maybe you don't like no one.
Specs. What Arsenal player does Specs like? None of that. He likes Chris Wood. That's about it, man. So there's too many Specs is a problem. Look, this is before we do leave. I'm now going to talk about Robbie's ex.
Robbie's ex.
Now you're thinking to yourself, don't get into my
this
private life.
This is getting deep now. Yeah, it is.
Come on, it's not an ocean. Because your ex is your current.
Right.
Expression. I love the fact that you two now are on camera and it's just kind of vibrant. He's that type of character that will always break the ice with a little bit of jokes and it makes it less serious. That kind of when Troops used to do it as well. I really like it. He's the person. Troops was running so much joke, he made DT like, you know what, life isn't that bad, you know? And I like that. And Expression seems to be doing that as well. What's that been like on your channel now, where it's just been you, not AFTV? What's that?
Yeah, the new channel is called Don Robbie Channel, and it's been going really, really well. And Expressions, we do a show on it called The Best of Enemies. And I had the idea for this show for a very long time. And I always wanted him, because he's brilliant. He's one of the funniest guys, naturally, you will meet. You come, if he walks into a room, he's the life of the party, you know what I mean? He's just so vibrant, so funny, brilliant guy. The only one thing about him, he's a Tottenham fan. That's his only downside, but apart from that, he's a cool guy, right?
All mistakes.
And I was like, yo, I want to do this show, Best of Enemies. Me and you, every week, we look at, it's not even just football, we look at sport, but we mainly football, but we don't pretend to be, I'm an Arsenal fan, you're a Tottenham fan, so we're enemies, but we're the best of enemies. And he's like, yeah, and from day one we're doing the show, it's just like, I just feel like there's an energy and there's a synergy and a connection between me and him where it's just, we'll do a show and it's like, we haven't, nothing has to be rehearsed, nothing. I'll just say to him, right, today we're going to talk about this, this, and this, and we just sit down and we do it. And that's a bit like how I used to do a lot of shows with troops as well. So, yeah, man, it's been really a lot of fun doing shows with him. I think he's brilliant. I think he's a brilliant, a really talented guy. There's some really talented guys at the moment out there in the social media space. You just said one a minute ago, Specs.
He's the best.
These guys, they've got such character, They're the man that was going to take over. When we sit down and we just chill out, right? These are the guys that are going to take over. They are good. They are very good. But no, it's great to have him on the channel. And then I've got so much plans with that channel. I want to showcase lots of different. It's not just going to be just about me. I want to showcase lots of different, fans in particular. So even we've been doing watch-alongs, but we'll have a fan from, like, if we say the other day we had Man United, Man City, we had a Man City fan and a United fan. Yeah. Then me, and we were watching a game, and the other night we had a Wolves fan and a Liverpool fan. So it's been brilliant.
Mixing it up.
Yeah.
So, look, we are going to go. But before we go, I need to know how you feel about this current Arsenal side. We've spoken bits and bobs about it. We've spoken downstairs with Tigo about it. We spoke about Odegaard and so on and so forth. What's your view on Jet Black?
Do you know what? It's been a tough season, right? My Jet Black here. I like Jet Black here, man. I like Jet Black here because you know what? He came in his first little stint at the Zite, he won us a trophy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not to be sniffed at, yeah? No. You got managers like Mourinho, who's desperate to win the Carabao Cup. He came in, he won us the FA Cup, he overcome City in the semi-final, Chelsea in the final. I thought that was a great achievement.
Yeah, it's amazing.
The start of this season, it's terrible. At one time, I was thinking to myself, you know what? Is this job too big for him?
I saw troops saying get him out. I said, oh my Lord.
Yeah. That was. I was never saying get him out. I heard troops saying get him out, but I was looking at him thinking, I'm starting to worry about this guy now because I'm not liking. What worried me the most was the pattern of play. I couldn't see how we were playing. What we trying to do? Yeah. But then when we sort of turned it around after that Chelsea game, and the emergence of Smith Rowe, and now with Odegaard, I see what he was missing. He was missing a number 10. He's got that in. I now see a pattern of play. I like the fact that a lot of the things he said when he came in, he's talked a big one, and about undeliverables, and if you don't want to play for Arsenal and you don't want to put in the full commitment, you'll be out, and he's done that. When Doozy was messing around, he moved him, out on loan. He's moved out Ozil and Socrates. It was quite a ruthless way in which he did it, but he did it, right? And I want to see him given some money in the summer and then see what he does next year. I feel that's when he's really going to get judged, though. I feel that this year is a transition year. There was a lot of deadwood to move on and stuff like that.
He's done it during COVID, Certain are all doing furlough during COVID. People are having beer problems. Arteta here. He got COVID for one.
And he was the first one to kind of get COVID.
In London, he was the first one in the whole
he was the first high-profile footballer why it all got shut down. Remember?
So Arteta shut down blood clot Jet Black hair. That's why
I don't think he wanted to shut it down in that way, but
nobody's kept up. But
I like him, man. I want to see next year's when he'll be judged, though. Next year,
that's harsh, bro.
Because next year we can't afford to finish 8th and 10th and these things. We can't. We've got to start now looking at getting back into the Champions League. But the thing that worries me is not Arteta. It's the board. Are they going to back him? And are they going to back him properly? I know we're in
Son's
COVID
involved
times,
now, isn't it? Is it my man's son's involved?
Son, data, whichever, you got to back this guy. We hear a lot of talk. As I said, there's a lot of talk. When Arteta goes to them in the summer and says, right, I want to sign Odegaard, are they going to fund that? When he goes and he says, right, I need maybe a midfielder, or I might need another right back or a backup left back or certain positions, are they going to give him the money that he can go out there and get the quality to bring in so that this team can get back to challenging to win the league? That's where I want to be. We got to challenge to win the league. I'm fed up with this thing. It's like we've become numb. We've become satisfied with mediocrity. And I want to move away from that. And that's what I said. I like Arteta's attitude because you can see he's a guy, he doesn't want no mediocrity. However, the big problem is, if you're not given the players, whether you don't like it or not, that's what you're going to get. You know what I mean? You've got to have some top quality players in your team. I think we've got a good team, but it does need that additional...
revamp in it.
Yeah. There's certain players that have been there for a while that probably need moving on, refreshing, probably better for them as well. And then we need to just bring in some killers now, man. And let's start moving back up that table and starting to be where we belong.
Robbie's got a fire in his belly and
no, because you know what? You know the thing that upsets me sometimes, right? It's like, you know, even with downstairs and we're talking about Haaland.
Come on, I love it.
Why are we not in that conversation?
You know why we're not?
This is Arsenal football. This is a huge club. Huge club around.
Do you know if he was 10 years
when you
old,
go travel around the world with this club, right? It's one of the biggest clubs in the world. So why, when we're talking about Haaland, I'm not saying we get him, but why are we not in that conversation?
Yeah, but you're upset about that. But big man, the Kama Sutra is one of the biggest clubs around the world as well. And I'll tell you what, no one wants to admit that they've read it. I admit it. I admit it. I'm admitting all of this. This is incredible. There's no black people in here, so Black Lives Matter wasn't rife then, but look, Robbie.
Hey, what's that? Jeez.
The blurry thing on this right now. So Greg and the man there.
So you don't need that no more, man.
Who? Me?
So,
Boy,
no, I'm saying it's all on your phone, isn't it?
I lied. I see it, trust you, come to the
phone. No, I was saying you don't need it. Well,
no, you killed me, it's alright, so I take it. I've already seen it.
You got the moves already, man.
Big man, you can't say that now, because how do you know this? Have I released the porn?
No. Robbie, I'm just trying to big you up.
Robbie, don't, stop, throw away the shovel. Bro, I love you, love the channel, love what's going on.
Respect, man.
We've got to try and get Troops to support Jet Black here. I know he saw the Grays.
Troops, you know what, right? And this is the other thing, right? One thing I'll say about Troops, I've said it before, right? The guy loves Arsenal, right? He's a very emotional guy. But he's a guy that if Arteta for him is turning it around, he will turn around. He's not going to be one of these guys that just tries to hold his position on Arteta, right? He will say, he will come out and he will say, no, he's turned it around. And we want him to prove him wrong.
I wanted to leave, but I can't. Because Tigo's giving me some amazing information.
What's up now?
First of all, you fired Lumos. We employed him because we're like that. We're nice. Second of all...
How are you going to call out Lumos? Lumos is cool, man.
Lumos told us. That's what I'm saying. He's working for the other side right now.
Lumos is cool, man.
He said that Robbie wrote a 64 bar about Arsenal. But he never recorded it because the season ended badly. Now, for me...
That's actually true.
What?
That's actually true.
You're lucky we don't get the camera out and you start spitting it out.
No, but I can't remember the lyrics now. I had it written down, and I said to the man, I go, yo, if we like finish the season.
What season was it?
I can't remember.
It was Welbeck season. Don't tell me Welbeck season.
I said, if we finish the season well, I'm going to do a tune. I'm going to come out of retirement. I'm going to do this tune and that. But obviously, we haven't. We flopped. So I was just like, allow that.
So you're saying you're never doing this tune?
No, listen, man. Listen, if we have a boom season, I'm going to do a tune.
What, this season?
Well, it ain't going to be this season, is
it?
If
we win Europa.
All right, win Europa League, I will do a tune, and every penny that's made on it, I will give to like a charity and stuff like that. I will do a tune, and I will write it myself.
I love charity, but it starts at home. I reckon this year...
No, I will write it myself.
You and Specs do a tune. I want you to do a yard tune.
Specs.
Then I'm involved.
Yeah, man, but he's aggressive, that brother. I see him like pushing man and them thing there. If I tell him to do something on him...
He doesn't like it.
Yeah, then what? He's going to kick off.
I don't know. I think Miles is...
Okay, I'll take the man. I push me, so yeah, I forgot.
Same size as me.
But no. We'll do that tune, man. And big up Loomis, man. You know what I mean? If we fight.
All right. Big up Loomis every single time in the Jamaican Job Centre. You know I love you to bits, brother. Robbie, thank you for coming. It's been the One Post Show. Sorry about the week that we were away. It's not going to happen again for a while. Next week, we might have an even more incredible guest. I'm sorry, he's going to be more incredible than you.
It's good, man.
I'm hearing it's Emil Heskey. Now, wow. That's a mad thing.
That's a mad thing. Love it. That's a nice guy as well.
Proper nice guy?
Proper nice guy, man.
Serious?
Proper, down-to-earth, nice guy, Emil Heskey, man. Big him up every time.
Not inviting Specs.
Got time for people, that guy.
Not inviting Miles. Take care, everyone. Love you all. Take care. Peace and things.